ambassador, he was the first global ambassador. I mean, he did stuff that nobody else has done yet. And he's here to share from his heart. So let's give it up for Mr. Global Ambassador.
Hello, how are you guys doing? It's been a while since I've been back here. Whole bunch of fresh faces. Congratulations to the, you guys have what, 22 guests? I just counted. So to the 22 of you that are here and the 18 of you that were too shy to raise your hand, I want to, from the bottom of my heart, welcome you guys and definitely appreciate you guys coming out and hearing a little bit about the #1 home-based business right across North America, the #1 90-day challenge in the world, and the fastest growing home-based business right across North America, and the #2 weight loss company in North America. And that's because of all the promoters that that are here that invited you out. And make sure you have your cell phones off. It's a privilege to be here, and it's a pleasure to be standing here. I'll take probably 15 minutes of your time. You guys mind if I share a little bit about my story, how this whole thing came to be? You guys okay with that? I've been a promoter here for the last 3 years, 3.5 years or so. I got started promoting the challenge. I was in a position in my life where I basically needed to make some changes and had to make a little bit of change financially. How many of you guys have been in a position in life where you kind of too much month at the end of the money, so to speak, and needed to make a little bit of a change, and you kind of, wake up one day and snap yourself out of it and say, hey, you know what, I'm open to looking at something different. And I know that you guys came down here looking at this from a health standpoint. Maybe you came down to hear about a product that's been sweeping the nation and giving people incredible results. Maybe you came down here looking for a little bit of an opportunity to be able to make a little bit of extra cash. Whatever the reason is, I hope that you find it here today. And myself, I was open to making a little bit of money outside of the traditional means of business. I went to university, and I went there under the impression that what you do in life is you go to school and you get a good job, you get a good education, so that you get a good job, and that job will take care of you for the rest of your life with the pensions and all that kind of stuff. And what I was realizing is that the people around me, once I did that and I went to the government, I got a job there and had the pension of all pensions, right? The ultimate level of stability. And what I found is that it was all a myth. It wasn't true. The idea of working a 40-by-40 plan, when I was part of the high-tech boom, and I was watching my friends, alongside myself, get cut, job after job after job after job after job. People retiring, not having the money, trying to live off of 20%, 30% that they could barely afford to live off to begin with. And what I realized is that, hey, you know what, maybe the times have changed. What if the 40-by-40-by-40 was not the way to go? What if there was other avenues to be able to do, to be able to work, and to be able to create and design a lifestyle that you saw fit for you and for your family? I got introduced to entrepreneurship, and I went out and I started a couple different businesses and failed miserably at them. I found it was a lot easier to go to the Government of Canada website and spend an hour and get a business number and then feel like you're self-employed. It took me about an hour to set up my business and about an hour to bankrupt it. And I started a couple different traditional businesses, and what I found is it was very difficult to be able to run a home-based business, to be able to run a traditional business. And after 7 years of trying different things, consulting, working in the high-tech world, computer security world, I was a professional computer hacker for 8 years, and one of the good guys, and I did okay at that. But I was still working 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week. And I was still trading time for money. A very influential, rich, wealthy businessman says to me, said, Jay, there's 2 types of people in the world. How many types? Two and only 2. He said, type number 1. You guys want to know what type 1 is?
Yeah. Yep.
Type 1 person works for a wage. They go out, and they trade time for what?
Money.
Money. Trade time for money. That's what I was doing. Even though I owned my own business, I was still trading time for money. Meaning I went to work, just like many of you guys do. Go to work, You put in 8 hours, you get paid for 8 hours of work. Put in 80 hours of work, you get paid for 80 hours of work. However, there's only so much time in the world. He also said to me, Jay, you can either run out of time or you can run out of money. That's it. He said type number 1 works for a wage. He said type number 2. You guys want to know what type 2 is?
Yes.
Type 2 works for a profit. That's the idea of running out of money. If you work for a wage, you'll eventually run out of time. You work for a profit, the only thing that you can run out of is money. You can make unlimited upsell, unlimited potential in working for a profit. And I said, well, that sounds great. And at that point in time, I was $100,000 in debt owed to our infamous government. And they had been trying to track me down for a little while. They basically said, you're going to go to jail if you don't pay us. And I was like, well, I don't have the money. And they said, well, you're going to have to pay. And you don't want to know the consequences. And I was like, all right, fine. So I went out and I did what I knew how to do, which was trade time for what?
Money.
I went out and I sold a security contract. I get paid very well to do computer hacking. With $50,000 for a 4-week contract. And I went and I sold that job. That was half of my debt getting ready to be paid off. At that point in time, I went and I got introduced to the Body by Body Challenge. I got introduced to Visalus. And what I found was an incredible way to be able to work not for a wage, but for a what?
Profit.
Profit. I said, wow, this is a way that I could go and I can work hard at something. Here's what wealthy people understand, is that they go out and they build networks. They work for a profit, but it's more than just a profit. You work for residual income. Residual income means that, I'll give you an example. Paul McCartney still earns royalties from the albums that he created back in the 70s. They work hard, they create a song, that song gets played, whether or not they're there or not, they get a commission check from that song being played all around the world. Everyone say, That's called residual income. You work hard to create a product. That product then gets sold over and over and over and over and over and over again, getting paid multiple times off the initial work you put in to begin with. Does everyone make sense?
Yes.
I said, wow, this is an interesting way. Now, I can't play music. I can't do any of these other special things that these other people can do that create residual income. However, when I got introduced to the 90-day challenge, I said, wow, here's a way that we can go out and we can work for a profit and we get paid residual income. So the idea of being able to go out, work to get one customer one time, when that customer orders the product next month, who gets paid? We do. When they order it the month after that, who gets paid? And the month after that? You put in the initial effort to get that customer how many times? Once. And you get paid multiple times. I said, wow, this sounds really interesting. I went down and I took a look. I took a look at the company, took a look at the same information that you guys are looking at. What I found is an incredible company with a huge heart, with a huge vision. And I said, wow, not only can I get paid and not only can I work for a profit, but I can also work for residual income. Meaning that I can work hard for 5 years, 6 years, however long I want. And I can realize that profit over and over and over and over again in a business that I'll will over to my children. That will continue to pay them as we expand around the world, country after country after country after country. I said, this makes sense. I said, you're telling me I don't have to manage employees. I don't have to do inventory. I don't have to do payroll. I don't have to worry about shipping, logistics, facilities, brick and mortar businesses. I don't have to do any of that. You, Visalus, are going to take care of everything for me, and all I have to do is simply promote a product that's changed my life that I'm going to tell people about anyway, and you're going to pay me to do that. So you got to be kidding me. The millionaires of today will be made in this generation through aligning themselves with companies and or products that resonate with them and capitalize on the movement of allowing the company to be able to do all of the work and you simply aligning yourself with that company and getting out there and promoting it. No different than referring a movie. No different than saying, hey, I enjoyed this restaurant. No different than anything that you do currently. The only difference is there's going to be a back-end paycheck that keeps coming in month over month over month over what?
Month.
Month. When I looked at Visalus, I said, here's a fantastic way to get all of that and to be able to be a part of the greatest movement that's ever happened here in North America in human history. Right now, we are a part of a complete and utter movement in quest of being that company that makes the decision and stakes our claim to fame to being that company to help fight obesity. Obesity is one of the largest epidemics that's existed in human history. More people are dying, people that you know, people that you love, people that you care about, every single day. I think the number was 800 people a day are dying from obesity-related diseases. 831, I think is the number. Don't quote me on that, but it's in and around there. It's about 8,000 people a month. More people are dying from obesity-related diseases than anything else combined right now. Raise your hands if you or somebody you know has been affected by an obesity-related disease, whether that's type 2 diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure. Raise your hand, hold your hand up high. Take a look around the room. Generally, it's about 75% of the room know somebody themselves or a friend of a friend that's been affected by obesity. Right now, it's about 50%, 60% of the population is obese. 75% of the world will be overweight and or obese by 2025. 75%. 3 out of 5 children born after the year 2010 will acquire type 2 diabetes because of obesity. Adding on average 106 figures to our healthcare system. How many of you guys enjoy free healthcare in Canada? Free healthcare in Canada. Pretty neat. What's our healthcare system going to look like when 3 out of 5 people are adding 6 figures to it in our population in Canada? We already can't afford it. It's already driving us and murdering us financially. We won't be able to sustain it as a government. We will not be able to sustain it. This is just pure math. This is not theoretical. This is not fear. This is just numbers. This is just numbers. Coast to coast, we've got to do something about obesity. It's the #1 killer in the world right now. I saw my opportunity, just as the people that invited you down here saw an opportunity to be able to help create that movement. About 18% of children under the age of 14 are already obese. Visalus is the first company to go out there and say, hey, you know what? Our mission and our goal, what we want to do is to be the #1 company that's gone out there and made a dent in fighting obesity. We became the #2 weight loss challenge in North America in the last 3 years. In an industry where billions of dollars, $1 billion a day is spent on obesity, in trying to cover it up, that it doesn't exist. $1 billion a day. It is the largest industry. It's massive. And now when you see companies like Coca-Cola, who has created this challenge, part of the problem, big companies now partnering with government to put together campaigns to help eradicate this problem, because we're killing ourselves as a species. When you see government and mainstream media putting together campaigns to fight child obesity and putting together commercials, and companies like Coca-Cola binding together to help fix this. Therein lies tremendous, tremendous opportunity for those of you that want to get out there and be a part of the solution. Visalus is a movement. Visalus is a community that's out there making a difference right now. You see, we invited you down here to look at a challenge, to look at a 90-day challenge that can impact your life and those that you love and those that you know about and those that you care about. However, it's much bigger than that. It's the people that you inspire around you. It's the movement that you start simply by losing 10 pounds. You lose 10 pounds, you get one of these cool shirts. Look at all the I Lost shirts around here. These are people, give them a round of applause, please. These are people that not only lost 10 pounds, it's what that 10 pounds represents. It's not just losing 10 pounds or putting on 10 pounds of muscle. It's losing 10 pounds, getting into our Project 10. Project 10 meaning that we give away $10,000 to 10 people every single week for losing 10 pounds. 10, 10, 10, Project 10. For losing those 10 pounds, and here's why you gave them applause. Because of the children that are obese right now. By them losing 10 pounds, they sponsored a child to get on our shakes to help lose weight. Woo! See, our goal is to be the #1 company to kick obesity in the butt, but it's also to be the #1 company in providing healthy, fast food. The kids are overweight. However, it's difficult for them not to be. With the nutrition that's out there, the convenience of fast food, the cost efficientness of fast food, it's difficult when times are tight to not spend and comply to the simplicity and the cheapness of fast food. Our goal is to be the #1 company of healthy fast food. We're going to be launching another product at Vitality. And it is going to completely change the game of what this company is capable of. In the last 3 years, gang, we've helped people lose 10 million pounds, over 500 million shakes served. Millions and millions of meals have been donated to charity and helping fight the cause of child obesity. This company is doing a lot of good. And I'm proud to be a part of it. And I hope that you guys see something here that can relate to you. And I hope that you make the decision to be able to choose to be a part of this movement and choose to be a part of this community. We're just getting started. We are just getting started. When Vitality comes around in just a handful of days, the product that we're going to be launching, the new tools that we're going to be launching, our new quest to be that #1 company that kicks butt with obesity is going to go through the roof. And along with it, along with helping so many people in your community here, we're also going to be creating a lot of 6- and 7-figure income earners for those that want to be a part of this movement with us. Yes, there's a financial back end to it. If you don't like money and don't want money but still want to be a part of the cause and still want to be a part of helping fight obesity, still like the idea of Project 10s and doing your parts with charities, yes, you can do all that and you don't have to make the money. You can donate that to charity if you want. It's about making a decision to be a part of the movement. However, if you like money and want more of money, then there is tremendous, tremendous opportunity here. Tremendous opportunity. With what we're going to be launching at Vitality, which you absolutely must be there. You must be there to experience what we are going to unveil at Vitality. Tens and tens and tens of millions of dollars is going into what we're going to be launching at Vitality, which will single-handedly change and shift the idea of a $100 billion industry, that being the direct selling industry, the network marketing industry around the globe. We have changed the game of home-based businesses over the last 3 years. We have created more millionaires, more 6- and 7-figure income earners, more families just like you, making an extra $500 to an extra $3,000 a month than any company in the history of a $100 billion industry around the world. We've helped 15,000 people qualify for that car. We've helped over 700 families just like you, people who have never done anything like this before, but simply just got passionate about a product that worked for them, and just went out and started sharing it with other people. 700 families. Hundreds and hundreds of them right across Canada. What we're going to do next is going to change everything. And it's going to enable more people to see more success much quicker than they ever have in Visalus and in the home-based business industry. 75% of people in North America supplement their income to some degree because ends just aren't meeting. In this economy, it's not a question of if you do a home-based business, it's which one. You've got to do a home-based business. The number one tax planning strategy by any accountant who knows anything about anything with respect to taxes will tell you, start a home-based business. Start a home-based business and deduct $10,000, $20,000 a year in home-based business expenses. The only question is, which home-based business will you start? Why not start with the number one home-based business in North America? Why not start with the number one that has created more success stories, that helped more people, that's doing more good for your entire community right here in your backyard? Why not be a part of the 90-day challenge? Guys, you can find 100 reasons to not do anything. You can talk your way out of any great idea if that's what you choose to do. You can sell yourself. You can let the little man on your shoulder tell you that this is all fake. The cars outside aren't real. It doesn't work. I'm too busy. I have to watch Days of Our Lives. The timing's not right for me right now. The timing will never be right for you. How you do anything is how you do everything in your life. The timing's right now, not right now. It won't be right ever. There's never a perfect time to start a home-based business. There's never a perfect time to start a challenge. I started a 90-day challenge of not having a drop of alcohol. Try and find a good time to do that. When did I start it? 4 days before my wedding. And we allowed ourselves 3 cheat days. So I used up my cheat days right there. 4 days later. I was like, well, I'm waiting to do after my wedding. You're like, well, I'm waiting until after Canada Day. Well, I'm waiting until... You know what? Screw it. Let's do it right now. It's on. There's never a perfect time to do anything that's worthwhile. So you can talk your way out of anything. Instead, I invite you to be an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs are nothing more than solutions-driven individuals. Solutions-driven. Meaning that they don't look for reasons why they can't do something. They look for reasons as to why they should do something and how they can do something. I invite you to be an entrepreneur, and I invite you to figure out how you can be a part of this. I invite you to figure out how you can get in and get started and get involved with this 90-day challenge. Don't let your reason why you need to do this and why you must do this be your reason why you don't. If you can't afford to do this, then that is the number one reason why you must do this. If you don't have the time to do this, then this is why you must do this. If you don't have time and you don't have money and you need to lose weight, and these are the reasons why you do a home-based business. Is to give you more time freedom. Is to give you more money. If you can't figure out how to be able to afford to pay for your groceries 30 days in advance, because remember, you're replacing meals. The $1.58 a shake. You're replacing your meal. So essentially, you tax deduct your groceries, so you're going to get your money back. You have the opportunity to get your groceries for free. You're going to feel great. You're going to be healthier. You're going to lose weight if that's what you desire. If you can't afford to do that, then you absolutely must do this. Be an entrepreneur and figure it out. If you don't have time to do this, then you probably don't have time to do much in life. You're probably working a lot. You probably have things that happen. If it's important enough to you to have more time, to spend more time with your family, to spend more time with your children, to spend more time doing the things that you love and the things that you enjoy, then you'll figure out a way to be able to do this. If you want more time, then sacrifice today what you want for the rest of your life. Yes, you might have to put a little bit of extra time in, but if it's important to you, as I was saying, then you'll find a way. If it's not important to you, you'll find an excuse. If it's important to you, you'll find a way. If it's not important to you, you'll come up with an excuse. So guys, I invite you to be a part of the 90-day challenge. I invite you to take part in what is going to be an absolutely epic moment in the industry of home-based business in just a couple of short days on the 20th of this month in Orlando. If you're a distributor, do not, please do not miss what's going to be happening down there. And no, you can't get the notes. No, you can't get the experience online. No, you can't look at the pictures. No, you can't hear it on a call. It's a feeling. What is it?
Feeling.
Belief is a powerful thing. What you have and what you don't have stems from your belief and your belief systems that you have. You've got to be there to experience what we're going to be rolling out. And yes, there will be things that are happening for people that are only there, that you will not hear about, that you cannot take part in. No, you cannot try the product from London. No, you cannot order the product from London. You have to be there. And what's going to happen after that event is it's going to go like this, and it's going to fly very fast. And who do you think is going to be flying that plane? The people that are at the event. More belief, more passion, more excitement, more enthusiasm, more training, more ideas, more tips, more special access to special things. And you can't miss it. It's like taking 4 months and compressing it into 3 days. You can try this and try to figure it out in 4 months, bang your head off the wall, like I did, and yeah, you'll see success. Yeah, you know, I don't know if you'll see success. It all comes down to work ethic, how enthusiastic you are, and how much work ethic you have. That's the 2 pillars of success. However, I know that if you're there, you'll have an unfair advantage. What kind of advantage? Unfair advantage. Very unfair. So make sure you get down there and bring somebody with you. So guys, I welcome you and I encourage you to make a decision here today. Make a decision now. Make a decision when? Now. To be a 1, be a 2, or be a 3. Be a 1, be a 2, or be a 3. A 1 means that you're going to take the 90-day challenge. I know the 20 plus guests that are here, I know that you guys are going to take the challenge. You save money, you're going to help children, you're going to help yourself, you're going to save money on a monthly basis. It's not a question of if you're going to take the challenge. The challenge just makes sense, right? We like to do things that make sense. The challenge makes sense. I know that you'll be a customer at a minimum. For those of you that want to be a 2, that means that you want to be a customer, but you want to take the challenge with a couple of friends. Taking the challenge with a couple of friends means that you invite a few people over to your house. The person that invited you down here will go over and press play, blend shakes for you, and you'll have an opportunity to get your product for free. Free tastes a lot better than paid for product. I don't understand it, it just does. So that's type 2. Type 3, that means that you want to get out and you want to supplement your income a little bit. You want to be a 1, meaning that you're going to take the product, take the challenge. You're going to take part in Project 10, help feed a child by you losing 10 pounds. You're going to get your product for free. And as well, you like the idea of making an extra $500 a month to help pay for the car payment. Maybe you like the idea of Visalus paying for your BMW on a monthly basis as a regional director. So guys, that's it. That's all. Be a 1, be a 2, be a 3. Elaine is going to stay back here, and she's going to go through. I want you guys just to hold tight for just a second. And Elaine is going to walk through a little bit of a getting started training with you guys. And I want you to spend an extra 10 minutes here. And Elaine, you got the getting started trainings?